Hey everyone, I'm Tom from Sleep Foundation. In our test lab today, we have a Mouthpiece by SnoreX. We're going to take a look at what this device does, what we like about it, and how it works. But before we get started, take a minute to like or subscribe to this video and leave a comment below. And of course, if there's a product you'd like to see us review here at Sleep Foundation, let us know in the comments. Now, snoring is, of course, quite common, but it could also be a sign of something else going on. Now, when you snore, the muscles in your throat and your mouth become super relaxed. And so when you breathe, those tissues vibrate, and that's what causes the snoring sound. Snoring can be the result of any number of issues. It could be because of a weight issue, or because you simply drank too much alcohol one night, or it could be because of the anatomy of your mouth. Now, if you snore, you're not alone. About half the population snores at some point in their life. And if you sleep with someone who snores, you know how disruptive it can be. Of course, snoring can indicate a deeper issue such as sleep apnea, so make sure you consult a physician to rule out anything more serious. But if you're in the market for an anti-snoring device, the SnoreX Plus may be a great solution. So let's take a look at how it works. Now, the SnoreX is known as an MAD, or what's called a mandibular advancement device. So how this works is that it pushes your lower jaw forward. Snoring occurs when those muscles in your throat become too relaxed, and by pushing your jaw forward, it tightens some of those muscles, and it helps reduce the presence of vibrations. Now, SnoreX offers two different versions of these. They have the SnoreX, and then this one is called the SnoreX Plus. Now, the main difference is that the SnoreX Plus allows for a little bit of vertical movement with your jaw, and the SnoreX keeps your jaw mostly in place. This particular device is made from a copolymer plastic. That's some of the same material that's used in a lot of mouth guards for athletes. So if you ever played sports as a kid, this is gonna feel very similar to that sensation of biting down and forming that athletic mouth guard. There's a soft, customizable pad on the interior of this device and a hard, rigid plastic around the exterior. And of course, this hole here allows you to breathe while the device is in your mouth. Now, let me offer a couple of brief caveats here. From the outside, this device is not quite as low profile as some other MADs. And so in our experience, and of course, depending on the size of your mouth, you might not be able to close your mouth around this device completely. We also found that if you have any crowns or bridges or dentures, you might not receive a great fit. Now, once this device arrives, the setup is fairly easy using the boil and bite method. First, you'll want to bring a mug or bowl of hot water to full boil. Then grab this device by the handle and submerge it for 1 minute. Then from here, dip it into a bowl of room temperature tap water to remove any of the boiling water and to save your mouth. Then place it in your mouth and bite down firmly for 30 seconds. Once the grooves have been made around your teeth and you're comfortable with the way that it fits, place it in cool water for 5 minutes to set that impression. Okay, so if you're comfortable with the fit in your mouth, you can remove the handle by simply squeezing the sides and just pushing it through the device, removing the handle, and you should be set. If it's not quite right, feel free to repeat these steps by dipping it in boiling water and forming it to your mouth again. Now, you can also make some additional adjustments to this device. As we said, this one works by pushing your lower jaw forward. And right out of the box, this device is set to about a 1 millimeter advancement. But if you try this device and you're still snoring at night, you can make additional adjustments to push your jaw forward by about 3, even up to 5 millimeters. All right, so to make these adjustments, you're gonna unhook the tray from the back, the top tray. You're gonna unhook it from the back very gently so we don't snap the plastic. And then set that aside, and you can see on the outside of the device, there are markings that say squeeze. And so you'll simply squeeze the back of the device, and then you'll take your finger and push that lower portion forward. So once you are comfortable with the setting, reattach this upper tray, put it in your mouth. So the manufacturer recommends that you sleep on your side or your stomach as you use this device. And they also recommend that you try it for a few hours during the day, during those first 2 to 3 days, just so you can acclimate to it. So on that first day, maybe try wearing it for an hour or two during the day. On the second day, up that to maybe 2 to 4 hours during the day. And then finally on that third day, try it overnight. All right, finally, you might be curious how you clean one of these things. After several nights in your mouth, you can imagine the bacteria that begins to build up around this device. So it's important to keep it clean. Now, the brand recommends brushing this mouthguard with a toothbrush and toothpaste every day. This helps prevent the buildup of bacteria and has the added benefit of keeping it fresh at night. The other thing you can do is you can spray your mouthguard with a mouthguard spray. Now, these are usually easy to find at retailers like Amazon and Target, and they usually cost around 10 bucks. You can simply just spray your mouthguard with this spray. Again, gently brush your mouthguard with this spray, which will disinfect and kill some of that bacteria on your device. Rinse it off, let it completely dry, and then you are welcome to put it back in your mouth. So before we wrap up, let's take a look at some of the fine print. You can purchase the SnoreX directly through the brand's website or some third-party retailers like Walgreens. The device ships to addresses throughout the US, Canada, Australia, and the EU. You get a 30-night sleep trial, and in the event that this doesn't quite work for you, you can return it within the 30 days for a full refund. So if you're in the market for an anti-snoring mouthpiece, head over to sleepfoundation.org for the most up-to-date information on pricing and availability. And if you find this video helpful, hit the like and subscribe buttons. And if there's a specific product you'd like to see us review, leave us a note in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you sleep well.